What's up everybody, my name is Kason and this is my first ever War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video. And this is going to be my Queen Ultimate Guide. She's one of my favorite units in this game, and if you ever want your Queen to start doing stuff like this, you should probably keep watching. So first things first, we need to go through the character breakdown of this unit. And before we go through all these stats, I need to clear some sort of misconception that there is out there on this unit. She is not a hybrid unit. I repeat, she is not a hybrid unit. Every single person seems to think that she should be built with both attack and magic, or that she's some sort of mage or something like that. I promise you, she's not. These stats are very misleading. She starts with 446 magic and 370 attack. She is the ranked 94th highest attack and 54th highest magic. So know what you're thinking. You're saying, how the hell could she be a physical attacker with stats like that? Well, I'm going to explain exactly how she can be. If we go to this next page, what I call finding the niche of this character, this exactly breaks down what she can be good at and why she is good. This rank, number 1, is the rank among all units in the game where attack is their main stat line. So this does not include mages. She has 108 starting AP. If you were to go through every single attack-based unit in the game, the second highest starting AP is Eileen at 43. This is 2.5 times higher than the next attack-based unit. So, because she has strike-based damage and gunner-based damage, if we can get her attacks to reasonable levels, this unit can absolutely pop off. So let's go see if we can do that. If we come into WoTV calc here, there's a few different things that we need to see. So if we look at her passives, this gifted and upstanding student is absolutely crucial on her. It upgrades her attack by 24%, and it upgrades her defense pen by 40. This passive right here is the main reason that she is not a magic-based unit. She's a physical-based unit. If you look, you don't see Spirit Pen anywhere. You don't see Magic Attack Pen anywhere. That's because there is none. She has no way whatsoever of getting Magic Pen or Spirit Pen without getting it from your equipment or your runes or different things like that. She has nothing innate built in. A 40 defense pen by itself is pretty decent, and we can go with that for sure. The other two passives that you want to look at is this Concentrate passive if you want to increase range, and Warrior Spirit for 12% HP and 24% attack. This is my personal favorite. I run this along with Gifted and Upstanding Student almost every single time. I think it's just really good for her. It helps bulk up her attack because it does have a low starting value. It helps get to respectable levels. And it also makes her more bulky because of that HP buff. In terms of counter, dodge physical, you're going to want this every single time, unless you know that you're going against fully magic teams. But as I'm going to explain in this video, Queen is a fairly niche unit, and I think you're going to want her against very specific comps. So, going through here, let's look at the main job. Another reason why she is not a magic attacker, she has 2 magic attacks and 2 strike attacks in her kit, in her main job rather. So this one, unfortunately, is one of her EX upgrades. Decreases spirit by 30, decreases magic by 43. That's not a bad skill in itself, but it's only 141% mod, and it's a single target attack of range height 2. This is just so underwhelming. It's only got 3 range. It just really leaves a lot to be desired. If you look at her other actual attacks, this Flash Bomb, this is an AoE. It's a strike attack, 165% mod, and it also has a chance to stun. Now, I know it's only 25% chance, but if you do land this can be pretty crucial in a fight. Mifradine is her other magic attack. General barrier break on targets is pretty decent, and the AoE is okay, but it's nothing insane. It's the exact same AoE as her level 25 skill, Charge Johanna. The difference is, would I rather have a 185% mod for magic or 200% mod for strike? If you guys are new to this game, you should know a large portion of the units in this game do not have strike resist, or they have negative strike resist, because they, for one, a lot of times don't come with it in their kit, and nobody builds it. Nobody puts VCs on for strike resist. They're building slash resist, magic resist, unit, AoE resist, things like that. It's never for strike. People just don't build it whatsoever. Even units who are weak to it, like Astrius or less, Velis, I mean, those are 3 really meta units. They get absolutely obliterated by strike. So we all of a sudden have a unit that has 108 starting AP with a 200% modifier strike attack and an AoE that has 2 range height, 1 AoE height. So the biggest thing is, like, if we can just get in the fight, she can absolutely demolish some people. Let's look at the main job, sub job. There's nothing really here for her. We don't care about this heal. She is a brawler. She wants to be in the middle of stuff. And again, this single target magic attack, she leaves so much to be desired in the magic field. Gunner sub job is really decent. I run this probably a little more than half the time, I would say. Blackout's fine. Damage isn't crazy. Blind is whatever. Leg shot, same thing. Immobilize is okay. Damage is not great. The big thing is this arm shot. So she has a 200% modifier arm shot. Again, if you were to run concentrate, you could get this up to 7 range for her arm shot, which is absolutely nutty. So you have a character with 108 starting AP, 28. You could do that 3 times and you would still have like 20 something AP left after the fact. If you never buffed, you could 7 range arm shot. It's absolutely crazy. It also has a 25% chance to inflict disable, which is an extremely important skill or an extremely important status effect in this game. The next thing is the pugilist sub job, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't use. I actually think it's a little slept on. For just 2 abilities in itself, this one being the main one, pugilistic mastery. Increase strike attack 40 for 3 times for allies. Now this is mostly just used for her. However, there is a chance that you can run Charlotte with sub monk. I do that from time to time just for Pummel. Pummel can help chain with Queen to help her damage increase. Strike attack 40 is a big modifier. 40 is a lot. It increases defense pen by 20. So we already have 40 in the passive. We have 20 from this. I'm assuming we're probably running 10% in our runes. And if we run the attack set, that's now 80. That's 80 defense pen. She really basically doesn't care about defense. And again, nobody has strike resist. So most people are just going to take almost true damage from this girl. So the big problem that we run into and we have to see if we can overcome, again, is that initial low attack stat of 370. Can we get past that? I'm going to show you we definitely can. One more thing that I should go over before we go to the next slide, this limit burst. I absolutely love this limit burst in theory. It's a 25% lightning debuff, which is solid. 200% damage is great and it inflicts haste. Oh my gosh. If this was a strike move, I would love this unit even more. She'd probably be meta, to be honest. This ability would be fantastic if it was a strike, but it's a magic attack. And again, you kind of have to pick or choose with her. You have to either go magic or attack. If you try and split and go for both at the same time, both stats are going to be really underwhelming. You're going to be sitting right around like 1,000 for both your attack and magic, and that's low for an attacker. You need to try and get up to like that 1,500 mark. That's what you're really shooting for. And I'm going to show you here how we can do that. And I've made a sample team here with a Charlotte Cloud Queen team. This is one of my favorite teams to run. I absolutely love it. You can really stack up that attack stat, and let's see what it looks like. So for Charlotte, the equipment really doesn't matter that much. I'm actually running the Ibarra VC. I wouldn't have to do this, but I just like having the AoE resist, so I don't like to get rid of that off the team. Cloud, I'm running the Scorpion Sentinel VC, which gives slash resist is great, crit rate's great, and the 50% attack is absolutely crucial. Queen, I am running the Esther card, the Dream Mist of Eggs, mainly because this gives a 30% attack buff to her. So I think it's really important for her to have it. Cloud should do plenty of damage. She needs this to get her damage up. 13% HP, 20% single target resistance is really nice. The slash resistance pen doesn't matter for her, but it's crucial for Cloud. For Charlotte, I like running this as a sub VC. It just helps with the accuracy, HP, slash attack. Those are all good things for her and Cloud. And then for Queen, I like this as a sub VC with getting an increased amount of agility for her. Also, the lightning attack, dex, and acquired AP are just overall good for the group. The last one that I really like to run when I'm running a triple physical is to have Cloud with this Ifrit card. Now this in the sub VC will increase attack by 23%, not 50, but it makes a decent difference. For example, if I were to take this card off, her attack is 1477, which is nothing to sniff at, by the way. That's actually really good. But if I put Ifrit on here, she has 1548 attack. So everybody's saying that she can't get her attack very high because of that 370 start. We've proved it right here. She can be just fine. So let's look at her stats here. And first, let's go over her Trust Stone set. I didn't actually mess with the runes on the left side. Obviously, you would increase whatever resists and stuff like that you want, but I didn't feel like taking the time to do that. I did 20% attack. That's a huge buff. 10% strike attack is wonderful. 20% chance the counter doesn't activate is great. 10 lightning attack speaks for itself. 10 defense pen, and the dexterity just for crits and stuff like that. So scrolling down here, she has 94, 93 HP, almost 10,000. That's quite a bit of health. 1548 attack is a very high modifier. Comparing that to somebody like a Frederica or something like that, the highest you're ever really going to get is like probably 1300, something like that. 82 agility is not super high, but we're not super concerned about that. And I will show you in the test runs why that really just, it's not that big a deal. I think some people look at agility a little too much. It can be valuable, but as long as we're not getting lapped, we'll be just fine. This is the big kicker, 150 starting AP. She could charge Johanna 4 times if she wants. I don't even know if you can use that ability that much. You might be able to, but she can use it as much as she wants. She's never going to run out of AP. 514 dex is really solid, so we're going to be critting a decent amount. And if we come down here, yeah, we got 60 defense pen, we've got 20 unit resist, 15 human killer, 20 AoE resist, so we've got some really nice things down here. 60 defense pen is great. And let's start doing some tests. So, spoiler alert, I've put some of these numbers in already, but let's take away all these numbers. And if we were fighting a water target with no defense, no strike resist, no AoE resist, no anything, just a plain water target, we would do 10,510 and we would crit for 11,773. That's a pretty good number. Now I know what you're thinking, well, what if they get a lot of defense? All right, I'll max them out, put them at 100 defense. We did 7,000. That's pretty good. What if they only have a probably more realistic amount of defense? For example, we're going against Astrius. There's no way he's up to 40. He's definitely less than that. And it still does 10k damage. Okay, well, we got to give him some AoE resist, right? He's got to have at least 20 to 30. Let's be generous. Let's give him 30 AoE resist. This is still doing 7,000 damage if he were to have 40 defense and 30 AoE resist. Now, this isn't actually not true because he has negative 10 strike resist. And if you're telling me that he's buffing his strike resist, I think you're lying because I really don't see that basically anywhere. Let's modify it. It's now 7,600. So we're being very generous. We're giving him 30 AoE resist, 40 defense for this Astrius, and we're still nuking him for 7,600. Oh, by the way, we haven't buffed. We haven't done anything. So this is literally if we just were to walk straight forward and just punch him in the mouth, which we could do and still have 120 AP left. Well, what if we're actually running our Pugilist sub? Let's change his damage type to 40 because it upgrades strike attack by 40. And we're going to go ahead and defense pen and put another 20. Now we're at 9,200. Okay, we're fighting with Charlotte, right? So, Charlotte's most valuable move is Lightning Strike, which is the 38% lightning debuff. So what happens if all of a sudden we debuff this by 38%? Well, now it's doing almost 13,000 damage. So as you guys can see, her damage is plenty high against certain units. And I think the biggest misconception about Queen is that people are building her wrong, making her into a mage or a hybrid unit, and they're saying, oh, I can't hit light evade and all these things. Don't make her something she's not supposed to be. She's supposed to be a person who comes up and punches you in the face, and that is super good against Astrius, Celeste, and Velis, one of the most common 3-man teams out there, both in Arena and Guild Battle. And to prove to you how well this is going to work, I'm going to show you some sample battles in which I'm only bringing 2 people into Arena. I'm only bringing Charlotte, and I'm only bringing Queen. I'm not even having a 3rd unit, which means I only have 4 VCs, and I'm going to 2v3 a bunch of 120 Astriuses and Celestes. Let's check it out. Hey guys, one quick thing I forgot to mention before we get into the fights. I wanted to go over my favorite TMRs for Queen. So from going from left to right, we have the Saiga Gauntlet. This is Ketone's TMR. The stat pool is kind of whatever, but the thing that I like about this TMR is that it gives her move 1 and jump 1 up. One of the biggest weaknesses for Queen is that she doesn't have a ton of mobility. So if you're able to use this turn 1, she can likely get into the fight turn 2. And ideally on her, you want to get into the fight as quickly as possible. The second one is Bewitching Boots. This is Lucia's TMR. I like this because it has 7 agility. It's very rare to come across a TMR that has 7 agility unless you're running Bells. And she just has a very nice active on this as well if you're running Subgunner. The third one that I like, that we used in the build today, is the Lightweight Steel Fist. This is Lamega's TMR. If you don't have this, I do suggest getting it. Shadow Links can solo selection quests at 120, so if you can get her, then you can get Lamega, you can get his TMR. This is a really nice choice for her, and optimally, her damage is the greatest if you're running this. just because the attack stat's going to be higher on this TMR if you fully build it, rather than running a separate weapon with a different TMR. Zombie Mask is obviously a great choice as well. You can use this on almost any single unit just to give that re-raise function. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Let's go get to the video. All right, so these are some pre-recorded fights. We've got this first one where I'm clicking to show that I don't have a third unit. We're going against a 120 Velis, Celis, and Astrius, one of the most common meta teams out there. And the biggest thing about this is also on a very long map. Now, this is something that Queen does not actually thrive in. Again, like we talked about with that starting AP value, she wants to be in the fight right away. We're going against a team, including an Astrius and Celeste, that want to get multiple buffs off before they actually start fighting. So for multiple reasons, this shouldn't be great for us, but I'm going to show you exactly how strong Queen is. So the first buff she throws on is Pugilistic Mastery. Got her running that Pugilist sub-job. Get the strike attack up along with the defense pen. Obviously, Charlotte's going to buff up and tank like a beast. So we have one tank and one hyper carry. She's going to throw on her Maruka Kaja buff the AoE resist along with her attack. And Charlotte's tanking very well, per usual. Drops the limit break, does like 2,000, 3,000 of them. Now she hits him with the flash bomb. It did 6,800 damage. That is not her big modifier attack. That is the lower modifier, but it did land the stun. And they're gathering up very nicely for us. 9,100 and I believe 8,600. So she just walks up and essentially one-shots Velis and almost one-shots Astrius. Shifting strikes for another 6,700 on the Celis. And all right, we've got another 120 Astrius. So let's go into the next Velis combo. We're going to go ahead and try and 2v3 again with Charlotte and Queen and see if we can pull it off. All right, so the same thing as last time. We're just going to have Charlotte buff her tanky stuff, go attract wall, glorious armor, and all that good stuff. And Queen is going to get her buffs off with Pugilistic Mastery, and then she'll go Maruka Kaja again the second round. So these buffs are both offensive and defensive. The Maruka Kaja one has actually some defensive. But yeah, even though she's not a unit that likes to buff up, it doesn't really matter. Like, she's still absolutely just spanking these guys, so it's really nice to see. Because Astrius is pretty broken. I've once got 1v2'd when I had both Abara and Cloud and lost to him. So she pops the Courage with over 9,000 damage to the Astrius. Velis is going to heal him. They're going to clump up really nice for Queen. So she one-shots basically both of them. And this is what happens, guys. I'm telling you, people may be sleeping on Queen. Astrius and Celis is very strong. And we've got one more video to show you after this. Okay, so the final video is a opponent I found here. I wanted to show you that it's the dark unit slash attack up is the map buff. So just so you don't think that it's some sort of lightning buff. And we're going to go against a Celeste Astrius Dwayne combo. And spoiler alert, Dwayne's another unit that you can take advantage of with Queen. So Charlotte's going to put her buff on, go attract wall. And the other team's going to throw on all their buffs as well. Going glorious armor, per usual.
This battle is not over.
And we're set up really nicely here. We're just a few spots back from Charlotte. And she drops the limit break, which is going to make the other units close in on her, making them wide open for a Queen attack. And as you can see, they're clumped up. Charge Johanna. We one-shot both of them. And just another day in the office for Queen. 10,176. Well, I think that's just about going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this guide, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. And please leave me a comment of a unit you might want me to check out. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.